welcome to my channel. This follow along is going to be for someone who wants to work on their pancake flexibility, as well as just being able to hold the straddle in a nice comfortable way. So to start off with, we're going to start with some dynamic warm-up. So it's not just going to be a bunch of hamstring stretches. With the pancake and with the straddle position, it's a lot of abductor flexibility as well as glute flexibility. So we're going to be mixing in them as well as do some spicy holds, which is it's going to be a little bit burny. So holding tight, let's go. So start off with, I just want you to test your straddle or your pancake, whichever kind of level you're at. So we're going to get down onto the floor with our legs nice and wide. Obviously, if you've just woken up or you haven't done anything this morning, this is going to be really uncomfortable. Even if you can do, quite close to a pancake, you might find that you're a little bit further away than normal. So let's just test it. So to start off with, just bring your toes up to the sky, drive your hips back, and then just lean in it and see how far you can go. So for me, this is probably as low as I can go. Usually I can get my chest to the floor, but it is the morning here. So once we've got a kind of a rough guide of where we are, let's get into the session. We're going to start on our feet. And to start with, I just want you to have your hands on your hips. You're going to bring your feet nice and wide. And we're just going to do some, they're called a Romanian deadlift. With this one, it would be a wide stance Romanian deadlift. So from the side on, you're going to slightly bend your knees, toes facing forward, and you're just going to drive your hips back, keeping your back nice and flat. So when you're here, I want you to imagine there's a wall behind you and you're trying to touch that wall with your bum. So just going to do a few here. So just really driving your hips back, trying to get your bum to touch the wall. Keep your gaze forward, keeping that back nice and flat, and then standing up. So we're working the inner thigh flexibility as well as our hamstring flexibility and the strength in this position. So as you can see, this is kind of the position we will be in when we're on the floor. So working when we're standing is just going to be less intense, and we're actually working the muscles that we want to be working in this position. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple more. So remember to breathe. Just a kind of a little warm up, so you don't need to be too intense with it to start. And then the last rep, we're just going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand up. And then you're just going to bring your feet in this time, shake it off, and we're going to do a split stance. And here we're just going to do exactly the same. So drive your hips back, your right leg will be in front, your left leg is back, and you're keeping your right leg straight and then driving your hips forward. So same principle, so trying to get your bum to touch the wall behind you, but with your feet closer together and with a split stance. So both feet flat, you're bending your left leg, you're straightening your right leg, and you're driving your hips back. We'll just do about 8 each side. Pause at the bottom of each move. Again, keep your back nice and flat, and then stand up, bring your hips all the way through. So we're driving our hips back, and then driving our hips through. Good. So like I said, do a few reps here on this side. Really driving your hips back, keep your back flat, and then focusing on bringing your hips all the way through. Once you've done about 8, we're going to hold the 8th rep, and we're going to hold it again for about 5 seconds. So drive your hips back, we're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand up, and then swap legs. So this time your left leg is going to be in front, and your right leg is behind. Hands on your hips, bend your right knee, straighten your left, and we're going to drive our hips back again. So drive it as much as you can, keeping your back nice and flat, sticking your bum out as much as you can. So again, 8 reps. Drive it all the way back. Good. Once you've done 8, we're going to pause on the last rep again. So keep that back nice and flat. Squeeze your shoulder blades back, gaze slightly forwards. Oh, I've lost count. Okay, once you're on the 8th rep, we're going to hold it at the bottom, drive your hips back, feel that nice stretch in your hamstring for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shake it off. And we're just going to do some hamstring kicks. So bringing your toe to your hand, keeping your legs straight. We're just going to do some hamstring marches. We're going to do just 10 in total. Getting your leg as high as you can. Trying to touch your hand with the opposite foot, so opposite hand. Keep a nice upright position. Think about really driving your leg as high as you can. Working on that hamstring flexibility here. Once you've done 10, relax. So we're going to come into a little yogi squat. So toes facing out slightly. We're going to drive our hips down to our heels. And then from here, we're just going to settle in. So just move side to side, pushing your knees out to the side. And we're just going to come into quite a dynamic stretch this time. So you're going to put your hands on the floor, you're going to drive your hips up, and then you're going to bring them down. Okay, so if you struggle with keeping your hands on the floor, you can bring them onto your ankles, if that's a little bit easier for you. So here, drive your hips up, try and get your chest to your thighs, as close to your thighs as you can. And then bringing your hips all the way down. So here, pushing your knees out, up and down. Good. We're just going to do 10 reps of these. Up and down. Still kind of warming up in this position before we get into some intense stretches. Good. And then relax. So once you've done 10, you're just going to walk your hands forward and we're going to come into a little downward dog position. So hips nice and high. Bend your knees as much if you need to, or just try and get your hips as high to the roof as possible. Good. Now you're going to bring your right leg up to the sky. And we're just going to come into a little split dog. So you're driving your knee up to the sky, bringing your heel to your left glute. So right leg up to the sky. And then we're going to place our our right foot on the outside of our right hand. And we're just going to come into a lunge position. So think about swooping that left knee forwards, squeezing that left glute. And we're just going to hold this position. If you want to make this more intense, you can lengthen your stride. Taking a deep breath. I forgot to say as well, if you have any blocks handy or any books, then they might come in handy for the next few exercises. Good. Now you're going to place your left hand on the floor. You're going to come on the knife edge of your right foot. And we're going to lean forward with our right hand and then bring our hand up to the sky and bring it all the way back. And again, bring it up and around in front, leaning forward as much as you can. And then back up around, looking behind, facing into that right knee. And again, bring your hand up and around. Take a deep breath. And then take hold of your left foot this time. And we're just going to hold the stretch. Think about really bringing that left knee into your bum as much as you can. Left heel into your bum. Oh my God, I can't speak. Into your bum as much as you can. We're just going to hold it here. Taking a deep breath. Good. If you find that you struggle to grab that foot, then you can just hold your hamstring here and just guide your hand back like this if you can't reach your foot. and place your right hand on the floor. And we're just going to come into some half split position, but then flossing back and forth. So you can drive your hips up, right leg straight, and then we're just going to come back and forth, just stretching out our hamstring and then stretching out our hips. Just do about 8 of these. Try and keep your chest on your thigh if you can. If not, don't worry, maybe have your hands on your hips if you find that easier. And just gently floss it back and forth. Good. Once you've done 8, come back into that lunge position. Bring your hands either side of that right foot, heel toe your right foot sits in between your hands. Come up onto the balls of your left foot. Step back into a plank position and then straight back into that downward dog, driving your hips nice and high. Take a deep breath here. Good. Now bring your left leg up to the sky, come into that split dog position, so you're bringing your left heel to your right glute, drive your knee up to the sky. Think about keeping your hips level rather than turning your hips to face the side wall. You want to keep your hips facing down and just driving that knee up. Good. Now bring your knee into your chest. Place that left foot down on the outside of your left hand. Come into that lunge position again now to the left side. So again, swoop that right knee forwards. Take a deep breath. Hold it here. Again, longer stride will be harder, more intense. So pick a kind of position that you can stay in here for a little bit. Think about swooping that right knee forwards, squeezing that right glute. Core tight. Really stretching out that hip flexor. Good. Now place your hands down on the floor. This time your left hand is going to come forward. So you're going to bring your weight on the outside of the knife edge of your left foot. You're going to lean forwards, driving your left knee out to the side. You're going to drive it up and around, reaching behind. Good. And again, reach it forwards as much as you can. Keep reaching, and then up and around, looking behind. And again, reach it up, facing into that left knee, reaching forwards. And then take it back up, reach for that right leg. We're going to hold it into our glute again. Think about driving that heel into your bum. Again, if you can't reach your foot, just hold your hand here, working on that hamstring strength to hold it in that position. Good, take a deep breath here. Awesome. Keep it there. Maybe bring that heel in a little bit closer this time. Taking deep breaths. And then let go of your right foot. Bring that left hand up and around again. Place it on the floor. And the same thing, drive your hips back. Come into that hamstring stretch, half split position, and then leaning forwards. So just flossing back and forth, just like this. Good. Again, just do about 8. And then we're going to make our way onto our feet again. So once you've done 8, come up on the balls of your right foot, so in a lunge position. You can just step back, you can add a vinyasa flow if you like, or you can just come straight into a downward dog. Now bring your right leg up again to the sky. And we're going to bring our knee into our chest, place your right foot in between your hands, come up, so you're at right position, in a lunge position this time. And then we're just going to turn our toes so we're facing the left side of the mat. So like we started in a wide-legged stance, hands on your hips. Now we're just going to bend into our right leg, drive your hips back, bring the weight for your heels, just go as low as you can, and then stand up. So again, you can have your hands in front or on your hips. Now we're going into our left leg, wait for your heels, drive your hips back, keep your feet flat, and then stand up. And again, going into your right leg, and then swap into your left leg, working that abductor strength here, that single leg strength, which is what we need for a good straddle position and pancake position. So we're just going to do a couple more. You can go as low as you want. If you want to go all the way to the floor, if you can, then please do. And this time we're going to go to the right hand side. You can have your hands to assist you if you need to, so you can place them on the floor. And we're just going to turn our left foot up to the sky, and we're going to come all the way down. So in a kind of half straddle position. So your right knee, so your right heel is as close to your bottom as possible. Hands out in front. Your left leg is out straight. Now we're just going to bring our right knee to the floor, and then bring it back up. And again, bring your right knee to the floor, and then back up. We're going to do that 4 times. So knee to the floor, back up. You can have your hands behind you for assistance, or to make it harder, you can have your hands right here. Once you've done 4, stop. And then from here, we're just going to test our hip flexor strength. So bring your hands to your heart center. Again, if you need assistance, you can have your hands on the floor. And we're just going to bring our leg out straight, and then bring it back in. Bring our leg out straight, and bring it back in. This one can be quite spicy. So you're going to do 4 like that, up. Once you've done 4, bring it back in. And we're going to swap legs. So you're going to bring your right leg out straight, bring your left leg in this time. And we're going to do the same thing. So bring your left knee to the floor, bring it up. Bring your left knee to the floor, bring it up. Again, if you want your hands behind your back for assistance, please do so. Good. Once you've done 4 of them, this time, knee facing the sky, you're going to bring it out, hover it above the floor, bring it back in. And again, hover above the floor, hands on the floor if you need assistance. Or to make it a little bit more challenging, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to do 4 of them. Oh, then bring it back in. And then just swivel your knees, so nice wide stance with your feet. And then just bring your knees side to side. That one could be a little bit spicy, so let's just finish off with some nice little 90-90s. Not finishing off the class, by the way, just finishing off that little part. Good. Okay, so this time we're going to come back up onto our feet. So get there however you want. And we're going to come into a wide stance. So toes facing, so this is a goddess pose in yoga. Toes are facing out. I'm just going to take a deep inhale, bring our hands up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to drive our knees out, and we're going to come as low as we can. So and again, inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, going as low as we can, pushing our knees out to the side. And again, inhale. And exhale, knees out to the side, driving your knees out as far as you can. And again, this one can get really spicy. And this time we're going to get it as low as we can. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds. Ready on my count? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. And exhale, back into that goddess pose. Left hand comes onto left ankle, and you're going to drive your right hand up to the sky. Hold in this position. Take a deep breath. And on the exhale, we're going to place our right hand onto the right ankle. Yes, this is spicy. Left hand comes up to the sky. Hold it here. Take a deep breath. Lovely. Place it down. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Bring your hands up to the sky. And on the exhale, turn your feet in. Staying in this wide stance. We're just going to drive our hips back. Come into a wide-legged ragdoll position. So let your head just fall to the floor.
just a little rest, so this can be very intense. Maybe rock side to side. Good. Take a deep breath here. And then turn your right foot to guide it to the top of the mat. And we're just going to cartwheel our hands to frame our right foot back into that lunge position. You step back, and we're just going to come straight back in to a downward dog position. Pedal out your feet, get your hips nice and high. And we're just going to walk our feet to our hands, coming into an elephant stretch just before we move on to the next kind of stage. Working just our hamstrings, flossing it out a little bit. So bending one leg, straightening the other leg, driving your hips out to the side. This is a really nice hamstring stretch. And we're going to make our way, just do a couple of more, and then we're going to make our way onto our bum, which we're going to stay now for the remainder of the class. Just make your way to your bottom, however you can. Perfect. So the next one, we're going to have our hands on our ankles, and we're going to have our feet together. So this pose that we do now can be really good if you're up against a wall. So if you have a wall close, just go up against the wall, and you find that you'll be able to do this stretch a little bit easier. So hands on your ankles, you're going to push your knees down, and we're just going to hold this stretch. So pushing your knees out to the side, taking a deep breath, and then we're going to do some PNF stretching. So with the PNF stretching, you're going to push your knees into your elbows into your knees. You're kind of creating some resistance with this stretch. We're going to do that for 10 seconds. And then for the other 10 seconds, we're just going to push our knees down to the floor, keep holding onto our ankles for another 10. And we're going to do that 3 sets. So keep holding this passive stretch for now, and I'll tell you when we're going to start doing the resistance. So one last breath here. Okay, so on my count, you're going to push your knees into the floor. No, sorry, you can push your knees into your elbows, elbows into your knees for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now push your knees into the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go back into that passive stretch where you let your head just relax. Push your elbows down to your knees. No resistance here, just holding it. And we're going to do that again. So on my count, are we ready? So push your knees into your elbows, elbows into your knees for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now push your knees down to the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Hold the passive stretch. Take a deep breath. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Are you ready? So push your knees into your elbows, elbows into your knees for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now push your knees down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let your head just drop. Last passive stretch, just hold it here. Push your elbows down to your knees. Get your knees to close to the floor as you can. And relax. So just shake out your knees a little bit. And then we're going to bring our legs out straight. Okay, so we're going to work on our hip flexor strength next. So this is really important to have strong hip flexors to be able to get into that straddle pancake position. So we're going to start with, so basically the closer your hands are to your centre of your mass, the easier it's going to be. The further away, the harder this is going to be. So choose where you want to place your hands for how challenging it will be. Now we're going to lift our right leg up, so you take a deep breath. And then push your hands to the floor, lift your right leg up. We're going to hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, shake it off. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing with the left leg. So inhale, exhale, push your hands to the floor, lift your left leg up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Okay, last one. We're going to do both of them at the same time. So inhale, exhale, push your hands to the floor, lift them both up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, and relax. Okay, we're just going to end with some glute stretches. So we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So a nice one to finish off. If you find that a pigeon pose is too uncomfortable, then I suggest you hold this 90-90 position where you, both your knees at 90-90, your bum is on the floor, and then you're just leaning forwards. You can start off in this position, and then you can just drive that right leg back, come into a pigeon where your hips are facing down and you're more upright position. Okay, so from here, and then we're just going to lean forwards over that leg, bring our gaze down, and we're just going to hold this stretch here. Taking deep breaths, keep sliding that right leg back if you're in the pigeon pose. And then just think about pushing that left knee into the floor to make it a bit more of an active stretch. Stretching the glute medius, which is the side of your bum. If this is tight, will also be hard to get into that kind of straddle position. So making sure that you're stretching out your glutes is important for this pose. And then once we've done about a minute on each side, we're going to test the pancake or the straddle, whichever one you're working towards. And we're just going to see if it feels any more comfortable. If these stretches have done anything at all, hopefully they have. And we'll take the last breath here. So inhale and exhale slowly. Walk your hands back in, come back onto your bottoms, bring your hands behind your back, and we're just going to swivel our knees to the other side now, so your right leg is in front. So again, you can hold this 90-90 position and just lean forwards, or you can come into a pigeon, which is a little bit more intense stretch. So nice upright position to start with, and then push that right knee into the floor and just come over, bring your chest onto your thigh, let your head just relax. One last breath here. And slowly walk your hands back in. Bring your hands behind your back and just come into a seated position. And there we have it. Oh no, we need to test it now. So test in time. So let's go again. So nice wide legs. Drive your hips back. Think about toes to the ceiling. So you can just stay here in this straddle position. How does it feel? If you notice anything, let me know in the comments below. And then see if you're a bit closer to that pancake position. Yeah, I'm much looser now. I can bring my head to the floor. Oh, amazing. So if you enjoyed this video, I have a 12-week program coming out now, which is going to be a follow along strength sessions, flexibility and mobility classes. So similar to this kind of style of class, but it'll be perfect for beginners who maybe just want to touch your toes or hold a yogi squat for a bit more comfortable in a yogi squat. Then this is going to be the plan for you. Comment below if you're interested. I have also got a link in my bio. The plan isn't ready yet, but it will be coming out. So if you do subscribe to my newsletter, you will get the first kind of information about it to stay in the loop. Thank you so much for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you found this useful. Comment below if you want any more similar videos like this. Thank you very much. Mwah.